The Sweet 16 and Elite 8 are set to tip off in college basketball over the next couple of days. On today's show, we are going to look at the latest ESPN NBA Draft big board for 2025 following the first weekend of March Madness. I am Nic Rohloff. This is NBA Now by Chat Sports. And one thing that has not changed over the entire course of this season in college basketball is the number one overall prospect. That is still Cooper Flagg, the forward from Duke. This man is just truly unbelievable, reaching new heights in the college game, setting records at Duke, at the ACC as a freshman. Whoever wins the NBA draft lottery can do what they did a couple of years ago with Victor Wembanyama and just walk right up to the podium right after the lottery number one ball is announced and be like, yeah, we're taking this man. Cooper Flagg is dominant. Also, by the way, the youngest player in this draft class. Unbelievable. This guy is truly one of a kind. All right, make sure you are following us over on Instagram. We're going to continue to break down the NBA draft and these prospects, but we have more content in the sports world, college football, NBA, NFL, college basketball over on our Instagram. We currently have 20,609. Let's get to 20,700 from today's video. Go give us a follow at Chat Sports. That's the handle on IG. My number two overall prospect and ESPN's number two overall prospect, Dylan Harper, the guard from Rutgers. He is 19 years of age when the draft comes around. Not able to see him play in the NCAA tournament, unfortunately, but was awesome all year. 6'6", lefty, gets to his spot at all three levels of the court. He is going to be a starting point guard day one in the NBA, and any team would be lucky to have Harper. His teammate is going to be number 3, Ace Bailey, and this is where I will differentiate from ESPN. I have Bailey around my 5th or 6th highest graded prospect. ESPN's been higher on him all year long. He is 18 and a half years of age as well. He is truly a prolific bucket getter, but his shot profile is not good. He takes a lot of tough twos. You wonder if he is able to become more of an efficient player at the next level. You'd hope that with NBA spacing, he'll be able to get to the rim more often, not have to settle for these tough, contested two-point shots. But he's got all the makings in terms of his body, his athleticism, and his ability to make shots to be a top scorer in the NBA. Number 4 is VJ Edgecombe, and this is actually my number 4th prospect as well, the guard from Baylor. He just continues to flash why he is going to be an Elite 2 in the NBA, at least in my opinion. His shot was improving all year long, shot above 40% from 3 in the Big 12, performed well in the Big 12 tournament, as well as the couple of games he played in the round of 64 and round of 32, and he's just an unbelievable athlete. He can put a dunk on top of you. He flashes elite speed, the quick first step, and the only concern about Edgecombe, in my opinion, he's actually got a pretty short wingspan, but other than that, he is a highly touted prospect. Someone that has continued to rise up boards all season long, Tre Johnson, the guard from Texas. This is a two-guard like Edgecombe rather than a point guard type like Dylan Harper. Tre Johnson had a very up and down last couple of weeks at the college level. Had a game where he dropped 38 and shot above 50% from the field and just showed why when he's on his best, no one in the NBA could potentially guard him, but specifically on the college basketball level. But then he just took some bad shots as well and had some stinkers. Like against Xavier in the first 4 in the NCAA tournament, he had an unbelievable start to the second half, but in the last couple minutes of that game, took some bad shots, made some bad plays on the defensive end of the floor. It's a young player with a lot of upside, but he is someone that has a low floor as well if he doesn't put it all together. But Tre Johnson will be going in the top 10 in late June. All right, these are the top 5 according to ESPN right now, but let me know in the comment section what prospect has risen their stock the most in your opinion. I think there are a couple guys that have risen up boards. We're talking about one point guard from Oklahoma here in just a second, but let me know yours down in the comment section. Illinois' Kasparas Jakucionis is still going to be here at number 6 on ESPN's board. I'm higher on Jakucionis than most. I've seen him continue to slip down boards and in mock drafts, maybe coming out of the top 10 potentially. I don't think that's a possibility, but I do think Jakucionis showcased what his limitations are at the college level. He's not an explosive athlete. He's a below-the-rim guard, but I do like his size. I like his ability to shoot off the dribble. He will only continue to improve as a scorer and shooter when he's in this NBA spacing, not working against college defenses. Jakucionis, to me, is still a top 5 prospect due to his playmaking. Has to limit the turnovers, but he is one of those guys that I think is going to elevate once he gets to the next level. I kind of foreshadowed this, but Jeremiah Fears, the guard from Oklahoma, continues to rise up boards. The second youngest player in this draft class, 18.4 years of age, only behind Cooper Flagg in terms of youth. Fears, as a true freshman, was terrific for Porter Moser in Oklahoma, ended up leading them into the March Madness, played well against UConn in that first round before getting eliminated, played well in the Big 12 tournament SEC tournament. Forgot that he's in the Big 12 or the SEC now. Man, college realignment. I hate it. But either way, Fears played extremely well to get the Sooners an attorney. He is one of the best true point guards in this draft. We're going to have our first true center, Khaman Maluach from Duke at number 8. I am a little bit different on Maluach. I have Derek Queen at this spot, in my opinion. I have him higher than Maluach, but you can't deny how electric he is. Another young prospect, 18.5 years of age. He has great length, great athleticism, and the ability to just deter people inside. He finishes almost everything around the rim. And in the FIBA in the Olympics last year, he showcased for the Team Bahamas he could shoot the rock a little bit too. You wonder if that comes out once he gets to the next level. Maluach is a dominating presence in the inside. Another Dookie, Kon Knueppel, the guard/forward from Duke. He has continued to just rise up my board personally. He just plays such a good brand of basketball. He knows his role for Duke. He executes it well. He can get inside and score. He's an elite shooter off of the catch. He plays off 2 feet, which means when he gets inside and is driving to the rim, he's never out of control. He's able to stop, make the right pass, turn around, and hit a little fall away too. Knueppel is going to be a great connecting piece in the NBA, in my opinion. Is he going to be a 1 or 2 on a team? No, but he can be a great 3 or 4 at the next level. My guy Derek Queen, the center from Maryland, coming in at number 10. I would have had him at number 8 on my board if I'm being real here. I think he's better than Maluach. I actually have the same 10 prospects in the top 10. I would have just flipped Queen and Maluach, in my opinion. I would have moved Jakucionis up and Ace Bailey down a little bit. Queen is an excellent center. You saw that buzzer beater he hit in the round of 32 against Colorado State. Dribbling to his left with 3 seconds left at the top of the key. The body control to turn square to the basket and bank it in at the end of the buzzer. Clutchness personified. He wanted the ball in that moment. He hit the big shot in that moment. I am just a fan of Queen, 6'10 center that can handle the ball, can play make. Shooting is a question mark, but he's continuing to show he at least has some ability to hit mid-range and 3-point shots. But his ability with his footwork to just wiggle past you in the mid-post is just truly unbelievable. I'm a massive fan of Derek Queen. All right, we're going to get to the other 15 prospects on the big board from ESPN, but we are sponsored by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy sports platform I play on a daily basis. It's so easy. All you do is pick more or less on 2 or more player stat projections, and you can have a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can play college basketball, professional basketball, baseball, hockey, esports, much more. Combine anything you want across the different sports world. It's legal in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season as well. And with the postseason approaching in professional basketball, we're already here in college basketball. Get in on the action right now. I have a Sweet 16 entry here for Thursday and Friday. Take advantage of that number 1 overall prospect, Cooper Flagg, more than half a point. Shout out to Prize Picks for giving us that one. Then I also took more than Chris Youngblood from Alabama, 9.5 points. More than Emmanuel Sharp from Houston, 1.5 3-pointers made. And less than Janai Broom from Auburn, 31 points, rebounds, assists. Just one example of how you can play. But join me and the millions of others on Prize Picks today. Download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. One more time, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Links in the description and comments of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. Someone that ESPN is very much high on that I am not that high on compared to others. I've seen other NBA draft outlets have him this high as well. Colin Murray Boyles from South Carolina here at number 11. I really like Murray Boyles. True freshman last year, now a true sophomore. Thought he could have came out in the draft last year and been a late lottery pick. Returned to South Carolina, played well. He's an excellent defender. I'm just curious of what his role is going to be in the NBA because he is a true back to the basket four. And my question is he going to be able to develop a shot to be able to fit in the modern NBA, or is he just going to be a small ball big man? I'm just skeptical of it, but he's a really good defender, high IQ. I like Murray Boyles. I just feel like he has to go to the right team in order to reach his max potential. All right, number 12 here, Agor Demen, the guard from BYU. I'm a massive fan of Demen. I still think he is going to be good in the NBA. We'll continue to see how his stock does, but he's 19 years of age, from Russia. He performed really well in the first round against VCU of the March Madness tournament, hitting a pair of threes early in that game. Only shot 27% this year from beyond the arc, but if you watch him shoot it, you feel like he is a good shooter. His form is solid, 6'9", is a playmaker, really good passer. Has a little bit of a turnover issue like Jakucionis, but another player that I think once is going to be in the NBA with NBA spacing is going to be able to showcase his ability to get to the rim and finish more often than he did at BYU, and his ability to flex and do a pick and roll is going to be very, very good. Number 13, the son of Jason Richardson, the true freshman from Michigan State, Jace Richardson. He comes in here. I am a big fan of Jace. He's rising up boards. My question is, what is the ceiling? A little bit of an undersized guard for today's NBA, 6'2", 6'3", but he has improved as a three-point shooter, averaging about 15, 17 points a game ever since he was inserted into the starting lineup for Tom Izzo in late January. Richardson has what it takes to be an NBA player, knows what it takes. I'm intrigued by his potential. All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we are going to have NBA draft coverage leading up until late June's NBA draft. We'll be live for the draft as well. Mock drafts, big boards, player breakdowns. Hit that sub button if you want to get in the know for everything surrounding this 2025 NBA draft. Number 14 is going to be Liam McNeely, the forward from UConn. He had a up-and-down performance against Florida in the round of 32. Had a couple buckets late, but it was kind of just window dressing at that point. I like McNeely. I think he's going to be a solid player. He's got great size. He's a competitor. My question is the mental stuff there? And it's not like he takes plays off. It's more or less, I was listening to the broadcast, and they were talking about it, and Dan Hurley was talking about it. He just puts a lot of pressure on himself, and if he misses a couple shots, it might actually put him into a bad headspace, which can just lead him to continue to play poorly on the offensive end for the rest of the game. But the size is there. I think he's got a really good shooting stroke, shot about 88% from the free throw line this year, which is a true indictment of how good of a shooter and touch he has. I think he's going to be a solid 3 and D wing in the NBA, but can he just get over the hurdle of the mental issues of potentially putting himself down when it's not really necessary? Number 15 here is a riser, Will Riley, the guard/forward from Illinois. True freshman here, was a highly touted recruit, 6'8", really good size, came off the bench a little bit for Brad Underwood at Illinois this past season, then was inserted into the starting lineup. Fascinating player, unsure of what his role would be. Is he a 2? Is he a 3? Is he an on-ball creator? Is he good enough of a three-point shooter to hit it off the catch? Riley's got a lot of tools, but how will he use those tools? Nolan Traore, the guard from St. Quentin. This is a player that I just can't quit. He's number 16 on the big board. It's probably where I would have him around this range as well, but he was put as a top 5 top 5 player in this draft before this college basketball season. Everyone thought, oh my God, this is the next French international player. To this time, it's a guard instead of a big man. But he just had a little bit of a poor season, had a super high usage rate for San Quentin. His efficiency dipped, turned the ball over. His shooting wasn't that good. But the professional level over in Europe, it's more difficult to put up efficient, good numbers. So I'm not that stressed. I think Traore is going to be solid in the NBA. Really good playmaker. Another international prospect, Rowan Behringer, the center. am not the biggest fan of Behringer to this point, but ESPN continues to have him inside their top 20 of their big board, and I believe No Ceilings NBA has him as a first-round pick as well. I think he would be more suited to be in the late 20s, mid-20s than inside the top 20. I would prefer a certain center from Michigan that we'll get to here in just a second. Also, I would take the shot flyer on Thomas Sorber from Georgetown over Behringer, but you can't hate on the upside of Behringer. All right, I know we just talked about 2 international prospects here, but we are entering the second weekend of March Madness, the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. There's only 16 teams left. Who's your updated pick to win March Madness? Did you change from your original? Is your original pick still in the field? I had Auburn to win it all. They're still here. I'm going to continue to roll with the Auburn Tigers. Another international prospect here, Noah Sengwe, the forward from Ratio Farm in Germany. He has a lot of potential. I like his ability to create as well as be an off-ball player as well. Sengwe, I think, is going to be one of the top international prospects taken. If you had to put on the board of the list of odds of the top international prospects and when they get drafted, who goes first, my pick would be on Sengwe. I like him a little bit more than Traore, Behringer, and a Hugo Gonzalez, who we'll talk about here in just a second. Number 19 is Danny Wolf. That's the center that I would put over Behringer in this kind of range of big men. Wolf, the transfer from Yale to Michigan, has helped transform that Wolverine program. They're still in the tournament. They're in the Sweet 16 as a 5 seed, defying odds, won the Big Ten championship. The thing that gives me a lot of positivity on Wolf is his ability to work in the high post, handle the ball, and play make. Like, he's working with Vlad Golden, a 7-footer who transferred from FAU to Michigan. And even though Wolf is a 6'11", 7-foot guy. So they got 2 big guys there, and Wolf was playing the 4. He's defending at a high level. He's playmaking for others and himself in the mid-post. I like Danny Wolf. I am going to continue to say that he is going to be going in this range, and he is the most likely pick for the Indiana Pacers in this mock draft. I will not go anything other than Danny Wolf. A true freshman at number 20 here, Carter Bryant, the forward from Arizona. You could argue that this freshman has the most NBA-ready body that we have seen from a freshman in a while. Like, even Cooper Flagg is a little bit thin, and you will have to argue he needs to add weight. But Bryant's got a great wingspan. He's got good size. He's strong. He's built. And I'm fascinated to see the Sweet 16 game on Thursday evening where Carter Bryant is likely going to be coming off of the bench and defending Cooper Flagg for quite a bit in that game. Bryant, a very good defender, has been improving as a three-point shooter as well over the past month or so for the Arizona Wildcats. Not much of an on-ball guy, but will be a good defensive piece, a maybe good off-ball player, grabbing boards, crashing the glass. I like Carter Bryant in this range. But I also see him going back to school, improving his offensive game, and coming out next year as a sophomore as a top 14 guy. All right, someone who was in the top 10, top 14 about a month and a half ago, but has fallen down boards, both at No Ceilings and ESPN. It's Asa Newell from Georgia, and he had a really good start to his season in the non-con, played well in the early SEC days as well, but then as the season went on, he just got less and less impactful. Solid big man, was part of that disgusting Montverde team that featured Cooper Flagg, Liam McNeely, Robert Wright, Derek Queen, just an insane crew. Newell still got some good buzz. I think he'll still be a solid rotational big man to start the year, but I don't know if he's one of those guys you draft with the intention of him starting right away in the NBA. Hugo Gonzalez, number 22, playing for Real Madrid here. I like Gonzalez a lot. I do. If you rank the 4 international prospects we talked about so far on today's show, I would have Noah Sengwe 1, Hugo Gonzalez 2, Traore 3, and then Behringer 4. I like Gonzalez's ability to, at his size, to be a playmaker. I think there is added interest there. And if you are a team that has the ability to stash some of these international prospects in the G League potentially and just let them develop, it could be a very good thing down the line for your team. Another international guy, Ben Seraph, who also plays for Ratio Farm. They have a couple good players on their squad here. Seraph, another guard that is just one of those international guys, smart, plays the right way, passes, limited in terms of his offensive productivity and his efficiency. But when you get these younger guys playing professional overseas, their efficiency is always a little bit less in compared to what you'd want it to be, but a good playmaker for Ratio Farm. I mentioned him earlier. Thomas Sorber, the center from Georgetown. I really liked him. He was playing extremely well, dominating the Big East inside as a rim protector, a good back to the basket big, not going to be someone that spaces the floor. He's a free throw line and in type of big, but his wingspan, his height just allows him to be a deterrent inside. I'm a big fan of Sorber. The question is, will he come out, and how much will that foot injury impact him? He got shut down in early February due to a foot injury for the Hoyas, or he would have been someone on our radar late, not going to make the tournament, but someone rising up draft boards. Question is, with that foot injury, will he return back to school, or will he test NBA waters? We'll have to wait and see. Final prospect we're going to talk about, Nique Clifford, personal favorite of mine. I think he has almost solidified himself as a first-round pick. I would have him in the early 20s of my big board, and I think if you asked just a couple weeks ago, before the Mountain West tournament, he was a fringe first-round, early second-round guy. But Clifford led the Colorado State Rams to a Mountain West championship. They got into the tournament, beat 5 seed Memphis in the first round, barely lost to 4th seed in Maryland in the round of 32. He has displayed a NBA-ready body. He shot 39% from 3. He has a good mid-range game. He finishes at the rim, and he just is a great all-around basketball player. Averaged 9.7 rebounds a game for Colorado State. He makes the right play. He's got good feel for when he gets doubled, and he's able to get it out of that double team with his height and wingspan advantage to swing it across the court, which he did perfectly to Jaden Lake for that go-ahead 3 before Derek Queen broke their hearts. Nique Clifford is someone who's going to play the 2 or 3 in the NBA, and just be an impactful player right away for whatever team picks him in that early 20s, mid-20s range. All right, that will do it for this episode of NBA Now. Appreciate everyone who tuned in throughout our video. Make sure you are following us on Instagram. Like I said earlier, on the road to 20,700 followers. Go give us a follow today for more content in the sports world outside of our YouTube.